Hello, Josie here. Are you ready for the truth? The whole truth and nothing but the truth, and are you sure? Okay, here we go. So, I have been stepping outside all throughout the day, enjoying the weather. This is pre-summer. They say spring. I just heard the song "Spring Can Really Hang You Up the Most." Um, and earlier I was listening to the song "I Never Dreamed You'd Leave in Summer," and I believe that was on my mind, and God ushered me to listen to it because there are some individuals that are going to be leaving in the summertime, meaning they're going to be transitioning to their next experience. And a lot of them do not want to leave the current experience that they're in. But for a lot of these individuals, the current experience that they're in has been one of toxicity, manipulation, deceitfulness, and treacherous behavior against other individuals, mostly because they could. They had the abilities to be able to do so. And it wasn't until they came across certain individuals, God's children, that they were put on blast and they were told, you are no longer able to do these things. You're no longer able to act in these ways. You have been found out. The older generation has a responsibility to the younger generation. You hear older individuals say youth is wasted on the young. I believe they say that because if they knew in their old age, if they knew in their adolescence or in their youth what they knew and came to find out and discover in their older age, they would have done things differently. And that does not necessarily mean that they would have done things the right way. A lot of them would have used the information and knowledge that they had gained over the years as they aged. I didn't say matured, but as they aged, they would have used that information, that knowledge, to basically create a better life for themselves and possibly disparage the lives of other individuals. So, in short, being toxic. But instead, not all of them, but I would believe that there are some, especially some that are going to be leaving in summer and are transitioning during the summertime. Not all of them, but a lot of them have used what they have gained, what they have learned, to attack others, as well as trap people into receiving karma for the negative actions that they took against other individuals unwarranted and unjustly. So now those younger individuals, those people that have gotten caught up either through their nefarious acts, violence, thieving, stealing, lying, manipulation, toxic behavior that may have been taught to them by these older individuals, whether it be their parents or people in their family and or neighbors and or people that they've come across just in connections and contacts. A lot of these younger individuals have been set up to and are trapped in receiving karma and basically having to answer for the consequences and deal with the consequences of their choices and their actions. And these older individuals are going to be cycling out. They're going to be transitioning. So it's not on them. Everybody has choices. So those individuals had choices that they chose to do the wrong thing and not the right thing. I just got the visual of the movie Do the Right Thing. So they had a choice. And so we're going to be seeing a lot of these people that made the wrong choice have to answer and deal with the consequences of those choices. And other individuals are going to be transitioning out of the current state that they're in and moving into another 3D form more than likely, and they will have to also face karma and or judgment for their actions, which means some of them are going to be experiencing a lot of what they put us through, and they're not ready for that. They're not ready for it. They don't want to deal with that. They don't want to go back into another form and have to deal with the karma that they put somebody else through, for what they put somebody else through in their previous life. Some people do remember their past lives. I just remember Jill Scott, just thought of Jill Scott's Let's Take a Long Walk. She says, listen to my mission, listen to each other's missions and talk about our past lives. Some people do remember their past lives. They remember and or they know why they may be going through or dealing with certain things in their current life is because of things that they did in their past lives. A lot of these people are going to be transitioning, and what I'm most importantly going to and emphatically say right now is so true. It is time to, as they say, get your house in order. It's time to get your house in order. It's time to clean up what you messed up. You got to start over again. That's a gospel song. You got to clean up what you messed up. You got to start over again. You got to make things right if you can. And if you can't, just know and believe God is going to make things right. But you're going to have to deal with consequences and karma. And then also, a lot of y'all need to say goodbye to certain people. If you feel like you should, you need to say goodbye to certain people that you know have done some fucked up shit, that are going through judgment. You know, they're getting older in age, but also illness. Their health is declining. You can see that their health declining. A lot of these people, their health declines fast. It's instant judgment, karma for a lot of these individuals. I've seen it happen. And I just came across someone in my area and in other areas where they're on their last legs. They're on their deathbed. You know, they're having a hard time doing the same things that they were once able to do. And a lot of the reasoning behind that is because they are facing just and swift karma and judgment for what they have done to other individuals wrongfully. So it's not only them that is experiencing extreme judgment, but it's also those younger individuals that got involved and did things and so on and so forth that are experiencing consequences and judgment from their actions. And they're going to have to basically deal with those things as they continue on in their lives and move up in age. But a lot of these individuals are also going to be facing swift and just karma, and sometimes their health is going to fail. They're going to catch something. They're going to have an accident or something of that nature because the extreme of what they wanted to happen for somebody else and or what they did to somebody else is called for. So you might want to say your goodbyes. Gotta go. Bye.